Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 9, Episode 5, Heavy is the Crown. Let's get into it. So, Andy, she's literally going through PTSD, anxiety, like the whole thing between Gary and her from start to finish is literally triggering her. Like she can't really focus on her task at hand, and it's like getting too overwhelming for her. So she decided to like take a break from on her laptop doing her work and decided to like do it like, how would you say it? Pen to paper type. So she started going over the cases that involved Dr. Cruz, and she realized there was some discrepancies, and she was reading it. She was like, the procedure only took 17 minutes. Like, what procedure takes 17 minutes? I can see like 45 minutes to like 2 hours, but 17 minutes, like that was like a red flag there and there. And then it was dated the same time it happened, like make it make sense. So she's going through that. Meanwhile, Karen, she's still going through it. Like her disassociation from the world is like totally valid, but at the same time you have to realize like one of your child had died, but also you still a mother to another child, and it's like it's giving like, I wouldn't say separation anxiety, but I just giving her like very very severe severe case of post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and postpartum depression. Like you can definitely see the signs. Like she's still grieving, and it's like she don't know how to get pulled out of this rut. But all they can do is be there for her and let her, try to get through this during her trying time. So at this point, her mom, she's going through the list and realized she ain't got nothing in her house. So her and Aaron's there. They like trying to cope, but at the same time, Aaron's going through it too because he's a new time dad, and this is something he's not used to seeing. So he's trying his best to be there for Karen, but at the same time, it's breaking his heart that, Karen can't be the person she needs to be for herself and for her other child that she still has. So it's just like it's taking a toll on all of them. Meanwhile, they're going through that. Um, Miss Lisa decides that she's gonna go to the store to get some groceries. Um, Aaron's gonna be there for the baby and her, just in case stuff goes wrong. So by this time, Karen, she decides to get up out of her bed, and she gets up to go get a thing of water, but Aaron lets her know that your mom just went to get groceries, but I have a case of water in my car. He literally just put down Faith, and as soon as he went out the door, where he slammed out, it would have woke her up too. So he slammed the door, well, closed it, but it was enough to wake her up. So Babyface started crying, and then you see not Fatima, but whew, Karen. She's just like, shh, 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 shh. He'll be there. He'll be back in a second. He'll be back in a second. And you can tell that Faith knew that was her mom because she kept looking over in her direction, and she was just like, the baby wasn't crying severely, but she was just making like crying sounds, like could have just rocked me back and put me back to sleep. But Karen would say, "I can't deal. I can't deal." I honestly feel for her because it's like you're expected to come into this world with two, and then you end up coming with one. It's a tough, tough thing to go through. Granted, it's a tough thing to go through with one. So it's like I feel for her wholeheartedly because it's like what you expected was not your reality. So it's like it's hard for her to fathom that she's still a mom. So at this point, she feels as if she's not good enough for her child. She feels as if it's her fault. Her other baby is not here. She's just going through the motions of her thoughts process, and it's just like it's overwhelming her. So she decides to goes back to her room and closes the door. And baby Faith is just there crying. So it's just like, yeah. Meanwhile, Sabrina, Rich is still there talking her ear off. Penelope shows up, and Sabrina was just like, "What the heck are you doing here?" Like, and she was like, "I just want to explain." Meanwhile, Richard still keep telling Sabrina like, "Oh, she's just a friend. She didn't mean anything." If that was the case, you would never done it in the first place. So it's just like, hmm. So Maurice and Paige, I like how they got her back. They was like, she's like a roach. She don't know how to go. She just don't know how to leave, and she's very fast. It was just like, what the heck? So Sabrina walked up to her, was like, "Tuh, get out of my office, leave now, and take this with you." Like, huh. So yeah, it's time for you to kick rocks, Rich. You really messed with my girl. Like all the stuff you was thinking that she was doing. Come to find out you actually did it in her face. Like what in the world? She's been nothing but truthful and honest to you, and you can't take it because you feel as if somebody's coming in the picture trying to take your girl. Like you wasn't even on this type of time in the beginning. Now that she got somebody else, you wanna put your foot on the gas and like come for her heavy. Nah, you messed up, bro. Kick rocks and don't even come back this way. Block, block, block through everything. Meanwhile, Danny, Tony decided to keep his not keep his job, quit his job at Higher Airlines. So basically, he's not getting the bigger picture. He just wants to think of it as he could be affectionate with Danny at any time, any point in time of giving, and it's like not making sense. So she was like, out of all the stuff I told you, this is the only thing that you really listen to. It was like, yeah, I just felt the need to do that. So at this time, he gives her a kiss, and he was like, meet me at the steam plant, and we can talk and celebrate. What the heck is celebrating you quitting your job? Like, she was like, no, go ahead and go talk to him and try to get your job back. He was like, no, my decision is final. So the security come carrying his boxes. He was like, listen, I don't work anymore. Y'all can do that. By this time, um, yeah, she went back to work. She literally telling people that's waiting for their flight that their flight is about to come, and they hope they have a good, safe trip. Meanwhile, Fatima, she finally gets in contact with Andy, and they were talking about the case. She was like, "Yeah, we got this to do." She was basically want to be there for Andy because Andy's really going through it. So Fatima lets Andy know that she's been suffering through anxiety too, like with this whole Karen and Zach situation. She's basically been through the ringer, and she still shows up with a smile on her face, like battering through all her emotions and stuff that she's going through. Like Fatima's a real one. She's strong, brave, and it shows. Like she's very resilient. So at this point, somebody calls Fatima from the front desk, and she was like, "All right, cool." So I guess they couldn't get in touch with Andy, but I don't guess her phone never rang, or maybe she just turned it off. So Fatima was like, "There's somebody at the front desk," and she was like, "Yeah, I'll take care of this. You good?" She was like, "Yeah, we could talk about the next case later." So I was like, "Cool." So Fatima goes up front. She goes meet Miss Marie's godson, K Dub, and they go into the conference room to talk about his contract. Come to find out, his contract was a slap in the face. They could take him for everything he got, and he ain't gonna get down for it. So the fact that she went over and looked through it and stuff like that, it was like cool. Even though she's a paralegal, she's very knowledgeable about certain things that you wouldn't even think that people her in her position would know. And so he was like, all right, cool. So by this time, Hayden then comes into the office, like talking about, hey, how you doing? I like your brother and stuff like that. I'll see you at the game. And next thing you know, he tried to be funny and clown her. And Miss Marie comes in, was like, "Hey, how you doing? I thought Andy was supposed to handle this." She was like, "Hey," to try to say something, and Miss Marie was like, So she was like, "Yeah, Miss Fatima was like, yeah, Andy's tied up at the moment, but I'm here to assist and everything." And he was like, K Dub was like, "Yeah, she's doing a real good job. She's basically saving me millions and stuff like that." So Miss Marie, even though Hayden still tried to say something, she was like, don't talk to me." Miss Marie was like, all I gotta do is tell you once, and that's just what it is." She was like, "Cool, no problem, I understand." And she was like, "All right, cool." Yeah, I mean, she basically, Fatima, K Dub was in good hands. So Miss Marie kissed him and was like, "Listen, all right, let me know when the ink's dry." Alright, cool, bet. So he leaves. By this time, Hayden leaves. He was just like, what the heck? So, yeah, Fatima was let him know that, listen, Annie basically has the approval over this, even though I'm helping, she has the final say. So he was like, I want y'all to be on my team, but Fatima was also like, you need to talk to your management first, because then you can see how things go. Alright, cool. Bet when that happens, then I'll be back in touch with y'all. So at this time, he leaves. Mind you, Hayden's still at the door trying to talk, and she was just like, get out of my face. Also, Zach, he's going through it. He's been wallowing, drinking, eating a donut, or whatever the case may be. He also talked to Fatima before she had that conference meeting, and she also ordered him some food, so that was cool. Um, Back at Danny, oh, she ended up going with well, before that, her cousin Rock comes into picture, and he basically was like, "Can I borrow some money? I heard you just got into some money." And she was just like, "Bro, you always want something." So Leonard comes over, talk about it. This another inappropriate workplace scenario, and it was just like getting on him. That part was so funny. Like her and her cousin, like their comebacks is so elite that Leonard didn't really have nothing to say, and it was like, ugh. So she basically let him $20, and he went on about his way. She met up with Tony. They had lunch. She really couldn't eat because all she kept thinking about, like, why the heck this quit his job knowing that he got bills to pay, and he was just like, I'm not broke. Like, I got this. I just, be at peace with my truth. And she was just like, I guess I'll support you, whatever the case may be. So yeah, she decided to support him. She didn't eat anything. So by this time, Zach is still in his funk of smells and in his set way right now at this moment on the game or whatever. He did get the food that Fatima ordered, but he ain't eat it. So there's a knock on the door. He was like, "Who the heck is at my door?" He told the people that he was playing with, "I gotta talk to you later." So it was Danny. That was cool. So basically, she helped give him and make him see like what he's going through is okay and understandable. But you do have people here that love you and support you and want to see you win. So I'm here for you whenever you're ready to get out this run. They spoke and whatever. She decided to stress eat some of his food. And he was like, "So what thing you got going on? Seeing you stress eat it." She was like, "That's not about me, right? But that's about you." So basically, whatever creature is doing with her, help with her anxiety and stuff like that, is really helping and is rubbing off on him. And he was just like, "How did you become so kumbaya?" She was like, "Listen, basically, it's just one day at a time." So that was cool. That moment I enjoyed as well. It was just like, yes, Danny's really his sister. It's like this season right now so far is literally bringing all of them together in like the weirdest ways possible that we wouldn't even think was possible like 2 or 3 seasons ago. It may be dragged out, but it's coming together little by little. Pam also calls Aaron to check on him and Karen, and things are going to get right. Just going, like I said, take it one day at a time. And she went back to work doing what she's doing. Andy, come to find out, she brings it to her other boss that there's some discrepancies about Dr. Cruz that she wanted to bring forth, and he was like, we need some more information. Like, what more information do you need? I guess, playing that card that is given like, I bet. So yeah, that was this episode in a nutshell. Hopefully I didn't leave nothing out, but hopefully Karen and Zach did get back to normal because y'all gotta realize y'all got more kids to worry about. Yeah. So with that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.